time of year, football season, preseason. I got my main man. My other guy will be coming soon. Herb. Now, if anybody had watched, what we did last year, we did watch the Commanders, the aftermath after every game for the Commanders. But this year we're doing preseason specials. So we're gonna take each preseason game and we're gonna preview it and then we're gonna dissect it after that. But without further ado, we definitely has to hit that intro.
After the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go! Go, 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 go.
All right, what's going on, Herb?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Not much, not much. All right. So me and Greg was talking in the back of the studio, a little bit. So the first topic we're gonna start off with before we even get into the game and how practices went this week and everything, and y'all thoughts on everything so far. We're gonna touch on the topic of subject, the Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy situation.
I knew
Greg,
it.
I'm gonna let you pick up on it because I want to hear your thoughts, her thoughts, and then I'll give my thoughts on it too. So go ahead and finish what you was talking.
All right. First and foremost, brother, hey, it's great to see my brother in the building. You know what I mean? Again,
Yes,
thanks,
sir.
Martin.
For sure, for sure.
Thanks again, Martin, for putting this platform together for us to all talk about our team again. It's a new season. I'm very happy with everything that's going on. Associated with the Commanders right now. Just got finished watching the episode of the blog that they do, the little episodes that the social media content, bro, is from watching the Commanders. Yo, they raised their game, dog. I love it, bro. They to be able to include us like
Yeah.
that behind the scenes, I absolutely love it. So, with that being said, man, I'm just telling Martin Herb, we're discussing. I know me and you talked about it on the phone a lot, bro. I was in my vent mode last time I talked to you about it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, were you?
yeah. So, but overall, man, like I was telling Martin, I said this is the way I look at it, right? I really don't think he did nothing wrong per se. You know what I mean? When I say what came out of his mouth, he didn't say nothing wrong. This is just strictly my opinion. I don't think he said nothing wrong. Everybody, I mean, I ain't gonna say everybody, but some people think he criticized the enemy, did this, this and that. If there's some words that he might not should have said, okay, cool. Maybe shouldn't have brought Del Rio up in it. Whatever. I mean, I get that, but I don't think he did nothing wrong. I think it was a great response because for me, in order for Nikki Javala to ask the question, she had to have the answer. So he was just being himself. He's been very transparent since he's been here. Okay, very transparent, man. He don't lie. I mean, do he spit off something? I mean, do he share a little too much? Maybe. But he was asked a question, and his answer was to the question: Have is the players? The question was, and I can't direct quote it, but it says, "Was the players complaining about blah 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 Eric Bieniemy's style? Is it rough on him?" And he said, "Oh yeah, some players can." It's different. It should be. If it would not be, I have a problem. Bro, if we're going through the same old, what we witnessed the last few years, bro, that's a problem with me. So I didn't have a problem with him saying that. And then he said the perfect answer. Look, man, go talk to Eric. Let him know what you're doing. He can give you the insight and say, hey, this is the reason why I do this. More or less, I want you to be a champ. And Eric the Enemy is a masterful interview. I don't know where they get the narrative that the dude can't talk or whatever he can interview, but that's dead and stinking. Every time he talk on the mic, bro, I'd be ready to run through the wall for him. And I'm 53 with half a head, and I know I can't do it, but that's how I feel about the guy. And I don't think he did nothing wrong, to be quite honest. And I know, and I think a lot of people was, saying that he did something wrong or this and that. He shouldn't have said this. Okay, whatever. But my thing is, whether he's here next year, year after, if Josh Harris says, hey, Ron, thank you for your service. Really appreciate you. If looking at 10 years from now, bro, if, from the standpoint of culture, trying to change the game, bringing the right people in, all of that type stuff, I think in 5 to 10 years, whether Ron's here or not, you'll be saying thank you, because he has stabilized a mindset to these guys, with these dudes that's in the building now, that they will run through the wall for him, though. I'm just telling you, they will run through the wall for him, no quit. And I think he's done what he's done. From that perspective, Ron, I have to give him a kudos, a shout out. He set it's a foundation laid that Josh Harris or whoever the next coach can continue to build if they do decide to make the change. Again, Josh Harris is paid $6.05 million. He can do whatever the hell he wants to that organization, no matter who the coach is. Like I told her, as long as they stay in the DMV area, brother, I'm riding till the wheels fall off, till I'm burning gold, till I'm cold, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
All right, well said, Greg. Well said, my man. And and something that I always respect you about because of your passion, man. You we all got passion for this team, and we show it in a whole different way. But so I just want to salute you and say, hey, your passion goes unnoticed, my friend. So with that being said, Herb, give me your thoughts on the Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy situation from your perspective.
My perspective is, I really don't know why it was blown up the way that it was. However, I have to say this. My issue is the fact that the laundry was aired, right? Sometimes you guys keep things in-house, period, right? Because the fact that Eric Bieniemy coaching style is tough, I have no problems with that. I've been through it. Anybody that has a real problem with that, I kind of question how competitive they were, during their time of playing sports. Because there are people that know me, there are people that play with me, coach with me. I was known for being, tough too. But the bottom line is, I won. That's it. I don't take losing kindly at all. And I think our Bieniemy is going to change, right? We talk about a culture change, right? So now my whole problem with this whole thing, it's not really that Rivera said it. I think it was misinterpreted, from what he said. I think people took it totally the wrong way. But I'm glad he came back the next day and said, hey, maybe I said it wrong, and he owned up to it. But my whole problem, Greg and Martin, is that the perception of other teams, when they see us, will they look at us as soft? Because we got players, having a problem with how hard they have to work. Basically, that's the bottom line, how hard they have to work. And where I'm from, you got to work hard. I mean, look at where we've been the past 30 years. If any team should be out there busting ass, it should be us, right? So if he wants to do that and change that culture, and it's so disappointing that any coach, any player, would go to Ron and say, he running us too hard. Understand what this man has accomplished, right? So you're basically saying, I don't want that. I don't need that. Whatever it was that Kansas City did, basically they're saying, I don't want that. This dude coming over here running us into the ground. He did the same stuff in Kansas City. Excuse me. But whatever it takes to be that winner, we need to do. And again, my biggest issue, Martin and Greg, with this is that high teams, and I've seen a little bit of it already. Oh man, they talking about the enemy too hard on them. That's why they trash now. I'm hearing it. I hate that it really came out because all the guys don't deserve that. It was a couple guys, maybe a few guys that went in there and thought he was too hard on them. But the fact that it aired and now teams know that my team is complaining about working hard, that's a problem for me. Now, with that being said, I think now that it's aired, they gotta show something. They gotta go out there and say it's nothing soft about us, because now I believe the team is going to be labeled as soft. They got to go out here and smack teams in the mouth, and they will. From what Rivera said, they're adapting his mentality, and I got to love it. And we're going to see guys go out there and work hard. Did we have coaches before that pushed our guys to the max? Maybe Del Rio a little bit, but that's probably it. I mean, if you look at Ron Rivera, his persona, the way he comes across, he's kind of chill. He's laid back. He shows no emotion. Let me tell you, Bieniemy gonna show emotion. Bieniemy is gonna be intense, and that's what we need. Sometimes you need a swift kick, and then you know what. And Bieniemy, that's what he's here for. That's what if we don't want that, we shouldn't have brought him here. But we need that energy. These players, man, some of these guys have been prima donnas their whole lives, their whole careers. They've been the best of the best. But guess what? Even if you're the best of the best, you can get better. And that's what Bieniemy wants. If you're good, he wants you better, right? Mm-hmm. If you can get better, if you can't get better, make somebody as good as you on your team. I believe that's the point he's trying to get across. When guys are loafing, maybe he got other guys out there pushing them like, come on, man. Because if you're loafing now, you may loaf in the game. So, hey, man, I'll be at the game tomorrow. Greg, I don't think I told you that, Martin, but I'm going to Cleveland in the morning. So, dude, I'm going to watch everything intently. Believe me, man, I bleed this stuff too. You know, I'm Bergen gold till I'm dead and cold too. And I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm a little disappointed because I've always said we make ESPN for the wrong reasons. We make NFL Network for the wrong reasons, right? Every year we making it for something negative. And I just don't want that over our heads anymore. I mean, you know, this is a new era, and the fans, we're all upbeat. We just don't need anything or anybody tearing us down. And that's the way I see it. I hate that it came out. That is something that definitely they should have kept inside. Inside, it should have never leaked out. I'm sorry. That was my whole problem with you know, the fact that it leaked out. I think when it was mentioned by that lady, he should just nipped it in the bud and say, yeah, that's something we're going to, you know, keep in house. And that was it. But now it's all over the damn place. The team is soft. They think Eric Bieniemy is too intense. That's crazy. That is crazy. The fact that we're in the NFL and guys are saying he too intense. There's no such thing. Not on a team like we had, too intense. Nah, no. So I need to see that intensity rub off on my teammates. I mean, our commanders, and I believe we will. Right? I do. I believe you're going to see that, and I believe the change is here. I don't think how some people say, "Man, we're not far away." I think we just as good as the best teams out there. Now, with that being said, the only difference is quarterback. And I'm not saying that Howard is not good. I'm just saying it's going to take him a little while to get there and prove himself. He could be as good, to me. His style is like Jalen Hurts. His style. Now he doesn't have the experience that Hurts has, but his style is very similar. His build is very similar. His ability. The kid has a strong arm, and that's what I'm excited about. So sorry to go on and on with that, fellas, but that's where I am.
All right. Well said, Herb.
Appreciate it.
So, my perspective of the whole thing is that I agree with both of y'all. I do believe Ron. I think when Ron said it, he realized he should have had not said it, because the thing about it is our franchise has not won in so long, and we went through so much turmoil with Dan Snyder being there, and now we finally got some excitement, and we could test to this. We all three of us could test to this because we was together at training camp. We see the excitement. We see how much people there. We got to talk to some of the players. We got to take pictures with some of the players. We seen the excitement just like everybody else had. It just to me is like they want to see something negative about us to say, oh well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and again. Oh, they got a new owner. Nothing really has changed. You know what I'm saying? And I know Ron thought in his head once he said it, he was like, oh man, dang. But it was said. And they ran with it for 2 days. When I tell you this, I wake up in the morning, get ready to go to work. I listen to the two pros, a couple of Joe with LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, and Jonah Knox. When I tell you, I get so sick at my stomach because they don't never have anything positive to say. Now, Dan Patrick, I listened to his show some. He was riding with Eric Bieniemy. He's like, hey, boom, boom, boom. Pat McAfee, they ran with it. I didn't watch no ESPN or none of that. I just listened to podcast shows. But the thing about it is, Eric Bieniemy handled it so well when he gave his press conference that afternoon. And I see a lot of people, complain about him cursing, his profanity and stuff like that. And saying, oh, he needs to tone it down, his kids out there. I'm like, okay, I literally watched Hard Knocks the first night it came on. And they coaches was cussing just as much as Eric Bieniemy cussed. So what's the difference? It's like, to me, they don't want to see Eric Bieniemy succeed. They want to see him fail so they can say, oh, this is the reason why he hasn't got a head coach position. This is why he hasn't interviewed well. This man, he is very articulate. He knows how to talk to people. His coaching style is different. And I'm sorry, sometimes you need that. I done had it in my lifetime where I done went on a job where somebody saw potential in me and just did something just to light the fire to make me be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And whoever the players is on a team, they should feel bad about going to Ron. But Ron did the right thing, say, hey, take it to Eric B. You know what I'm saying? And that's the right decision. Take it to him if you have a problem with it. We have so much good fortune going on, but the mainstream media continues to not give us anything. And I said it before, I said again, the best way to silence a crowd is to start winning. And Robert Sala had the best narrative at the beginning of when he was giving a speech to the Jets, and he was comparing the media, like people, to crows and comparing them to eagles. And the crow was like pecking the eagle, and he said the best way to do is fly so high, and and you start leaving people behind. I think winning cures everything around us, and I think the players, the coaches, they all know that they have to go out there and win, because now that this is out there, it's going to continue to be an issue. They're gonna look for something. I swear, I cannot. I never liked anything about Philadelphia. I never liked anything about Shady McCoy, but this dude has so much negative impact against Eric Bieniemy. And maybe Eric Bieniemy roughed his fellas when he was in Kansas City, and he should have. But at the same time, don't wish for somebody's downfall, or because they say, well, see, oh, he coaching them hard. I even heard Pat McAfee said that Andy Reid is like that. Belichick is like that. All of Belichick coaches was like that. Even they didn't pan out good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bill Walsh was like that. Parcells was like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And best believe if they're not like that, then their coordinators and coaches are. You understand? Like Joe Gibbs wasn't like that, but best believe his coaches were like that. Bugle and those guys, best believe they got in their players' asses.
Mike Singletary was like that when he was at San Francisco. So therefore, all of this narrative about, oh, well, that old school mentality, it doesn't fly in the NFL. I bet you won't go say that in college to Nick Saban.
Oh, he's like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact, somebody that I heard the other day said that I guess Nick Saban and Bill Parcells was together on the same team coaching staff, and he said that he had to deal with both of them. So my thing is this here is that, yeah, okay, it's a new era, but at the same time, you transition from college to the pros. Ain't nobody gonna hold your hand. You see how much athletes getting in trouble off the field, doing crazy stuff. You need somebody to at least mentor you. You should be glad somebody looking out for you, whether it's hard criticism or not. At the end of the day, if it's gonna make you better, make you a winner, make you a Pro Bowl, make you an All-Star, make you a Hall of Famer, hey, you could reflect back on that and say, hey, I appreciate it. If Greg was my coach, or you was my coach, or whoever, and I had all the potential in the world, and you seen it, and y'all got in my ass about it, but guess what? At the end of the day, I know it's gonna make me better. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't want to dwell on it too much. I just wanted to hear y'all perspective, because we don't. I got you, Greg. Give me 1 second. I just want to touch on it because it's just been an ongoing thing every day for the last 2 days. And I think the focus should be on the team. You know what I'm saying? The focus should be on ownership, the great things they're trying to do, the great things that this team, these guys is working hard and this hot heat. You know what I'm saying? And not all of this negative back to just to hope this team explode. You know what I'm saying? They don't give us no credit as it is. They think we don't even have a quarterback on the roster. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. They picked us to be three and whatever at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. We get so much disrespect right now. And I really, like Greg said, I see Greg Twitter. It's X now. I see his Twitter. He like say, I wish we just shut they up, because guess what? That's the only way we're gonna have to rather what happens at the end of the season or not. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about this season. Whatever goes next season, then I worry about that. But I feel strongly about this team. I feel I already know how many. I feel how many games we could win. I feel we're gonna make the playoff. I feel a lot of things about this team, and I think this team is gonna take off and start slapping people in the mouth, and people gonna have to respect us. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, just to piggyback off a couple of things that Herb said about having the coach, having that authoritarian figure like EB. At times you do have to have an even keel. You know what I mean? You got to have coaches is willing to go that extra mile. And I think we had that even with the DB coach Harris, and I think he was one of them. I think Ron Rivera was one of them before he got cancer. You know what I mean? He can't holler as much and all that, so he couldn't do as much. But needless to say, man, I really don't know if it's about I say kids because they're a lot younger than me, but the players going to the coach, playing and getting that soft narrative. I don't even think it's about that. It's just like when training camp, when training camp was in Carlisle and places like that, they were doing 2 days. They was running them ragged, bro. I mean, but since when Jay Gruden and Jim Zorn and all of them came through, they toned it down. It was more of a, and that's what some of the players were used to. So now they're doing 2.5 hour practices or 2 hours, almost 2 hours, 40 minutes practice. It is tossing. You should complain. Like I heard somebody say, yeah, we always complain in training camp. We just didn't mention, we didn't go to the coaches about it. They went to each other and did it. So I'm not even worried about, from the national perspective or how they feel about the team, it's irrelevant because they ain't thinking nothing about us in the beginning, right? And the only way we're going to prove that is just like you said, slap them in the mouth when the times come. Mm-hmm. And I think we got the team to do it. I really do. I really do believe that. Yes, it will take a little time for Sam to get his feet up under him, for full equipped, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to get some cohesion with those lines. The timing with the. I think that we got the pieces, especially from the skill position. We definitely got the pieces. We just got to get the cohesion to get them on the right time, and I think we'll be good. That's all. I'm gonna leave that alone. The rest of that alone. Hey, let's move on, baby. It's 2023. Football's back. Let's get it.
I'm gonna tell you guys this. Let me tell you guys this. I know we're hearing a lot about the offensive line, right? But I don't care what offensive line is in practice with those boys every day. What offensive line, they're going to struggle against the defensive line that we have. That defensive line that we have will make any offensive line look underwhelming. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you this. If they can get out there and scrap with our defensive line, when they go out there against the Browns and these other, they're not going to have the same problems. It's going to be easier for them because they're dealing with the best. In my opinion, we got the best defensive line in football. I understand the Eagles had all the sacks, but in my opinion, we have the best defensive line in football. So if you're going up against that every day in practice and they win in most days, okay, so now when you go up against the Ravens and these other teams, you might slap them in the mouth. Be like, hey, we deal with some goons every day in practice. Exactly. You guys ain't nothing, right? So I'm really looking forward to and see with Bieniemy coming here, it's about scheme. Right? Because I want you guys to think about this. Now, did the Chiefs have more talent on their offensive line than I'll say we did? Yeah. I look at the way our team is built. We have 6 first-round picks on our defense, guys. 6. So our defense is going to be strong. You know how many first-round picks we have on offense? Anybody want to speak on it?
None.
Greg?
We got one.
We got one. Jahan Dotson. That's it. Right? Okay. So understand, we invest heavily in the defense. So our defense should be superior between our offense and our defense.
And they've been together long too.
And yeah, and they've been together longer. Most of our offense, man, they haven't been together. Terry has been there, but that's about it, right? That's about it. I'm excited to see how the enemy is going to put all that in a pot, stir it up, and come out with this entree that's going to be hella tasty. I really believe that. That
Hey,
boy going to
say that part one more time.
Oh, he going to stir it up. He going to throw everything in that pot, and it's going to be a hell of an entree. I'm telling you right now, when he serve it up, we're going to be like, damn, that damn thing tastes good. So I'm convinced, man, that the enemy he's going to put it. We got some talent. We got some talent on that offense. They just haven't made the Pro Bowls, but that's fine. That's fine. We have eyes. We were there. We see what's in practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not first round draft picks, right? But we know first of all, we got guys that perform really well and don't get the nod. I mean, Terry McLaurin made the top 100 like at 94 or 96. And we know he's far better than that, man. Yeah. We know he's far better than that. And just by the same token, I don't want to get too far off beat, but how the hell Daron Payne wasn't in the top 100 and he led all defensive tackles and sacks? I think he did, right? And he didn't even make the top 100?
Yeah.
So that's a whole that's a topic maybe.
Allen, he was what, 52?
Yeah. And this dude, Daron Payne, had a better season than he did, statistically, right?
Well, just in the sack department and in the TFL, but both of them it was pretty even in TFL.
Yeah.
See, but sacks is great, bro. It's just like hitting a home run almost sometimes.
Oh yeah, sacks are weighed heavy on you. But when you watch the impact of that boy, when you watch the impact of Daron Payne, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna put all these other players in the top 100, DeAndre Hopkins, who didn't even really play last year.
They say some of the players voted for these guys.
I know the players they vote heavily.
Yeah, they're player only vote.
But you know what it's about, guys, to be honest? Wins is winning. They don't want no guys, man, your team suck and you got 4 guys over there. Man, you got to win. If we win this year, watch how many of our guys make it next year. My prediction is we're going to win a fair amount of games next year. And next year, we're going to have about maybe 5 or 6 players on that top 100.
Well, I said this. I think that this team is underrated. I think, me personally, I just feel this defense right now as a constructed because of what we have did in the draft and what we already have, and with Chase being back, I think I'm gonna say it because I think we had the best defense in the league. I put the 49. I always put the 49ers up there because of how their defense is.
Yeah.
I don't look at Dallas. I don't look at Philly. I don't care what they do. I measure our defense against the 49ers because they've been the staple of defense in the NFC for the last few years. Me personally, and even the girl from Kay Adams, she put our defense on par with the 49ers. She didn't say the Eagles. She didn't even say the Cowboys. She said the Commanders' defense is right there with the 49ers. And to me, I feel like with Manuel Forrest, Quan, St. Jude, all them boys in that back end now, you got speed, athletic secondary to go along with that defensive front that we have, and it's going to benefit the linebackers. I just feel like our defense is the best in the NFL. And I'm not going to waver from that. I just won't waver for that at all because I seen how this team was last year. Ron Rivera even said, Jack Del Rio said it yesterday. He said that the 3 years he been here, this defense been in the top five. Top five. And we have gotten better each year because what was one of the things that we didn't do year one when they came? We couldn't get sacks. We build on that. We couldn't get off the field for third down. We clipped that last year.
I think we finished first in third down.
Yeah, in third down. We had probably the second or third best total sacks last year. So we have gotten better. Now this year is going to take up a notch. Guess what the theme is? Turnovers, creating turnovers.
Yeah,
so
we got to.
You're going to see this defense transition into a whole different way. So that's my thing about it, because I see the offense. I think the offense is going to be explosive. I think going against our defense is going to give them an element of being able to see different things from other defense and say, hey, we see this in practice all the time. They're going to know how to execute against it. And I think, Sam, early on in training camp, Sam Howell had his up and downs, but he has been catching fire. Jacoby Brissett been playing good also. But I just love the one-on-one competition with Emmanuel Forrest and Terry and I think De'Ami Brown is going to have a breakout year. I really believe De'Ami is going to be that one guy that has that gear that we was all looking for. Like we was waiting on Curtis Samuel when he was injured and he finally caught on. We already know what Terry and Jahan going to do. So I'm not even putting them in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Just it's the others. So, Greg, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, Brad. I'm with y'all 100%, man. We're gonna shut some people up, bro. And you gotta think about this, man. I said it. I know last year, me and Herb, we joked, joking about this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. 99 coming back, brother. 100%. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be. It's gonna be special. Him and 90, Lord mercy. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. We just gotta pray those guys stay healthy, man.
Hey, speaking of that, right? Speaking of that, I don't know how far this is down topic. I don't even know if it's part of your topic, but I will say this.
We freestyle topics tonight, baby.
Okay, I seen a Twitter post. Somebody asked, how much should the starters play? Blah blah blah. Okay. I think for offensively, I don't want to see how out there behind the second line. I really don't, though. So I would like to see. I would love to see a quarter of him, but only if they're gonna have the starters with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If not, a series, 2. You know what I mean? If they stall out in the first series, give them another shot, try to make something going. I don't really care. Okay. Defensively, no, I don't want to see them at all. The whole.
No, I'm with you, Greg.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Now, what I'm hearing is the offense going. They might play 2 quarters. That's what I'm hearing. I'm talking about the starting offense.
Yeah, I don't really want to see them play 2 quarters unless all of them are in there.
It's a brand new system. They need as much work as possible.
I understand that, bro. I understand that, but they're gonna get a lot of work next week. They're gonna get all their hand on them 2 days going against Baltimore. Ones on ones, 2s on 2s. Stuff we won't see unless you're there. But I would rather for that work, because in the game they won't play that much. I know they won't. You know what I'm saying? I know they won't. And then preseason number 3, that's they'll never play in that. None of the starters. But because he's gonna have the people at the back end of the roster trying to make the team. So my thing is, defensively, it wouldn't make me no different if they played 1 snap, because I think they will get their chance in the scrimmage to go bump some heads, make some one-on-ones and that type of stuff. You know how and it's control, so it's less risk of getting injured. Like, it's gonna get heated. You're gonna hear about somebody fighting, that type of stuff. It's gonna get it elevated a little bit, because Montez and Chase gonna chirp, and everybody, you know, it's just how it's gonna be. They're gonna chirp at them boys over there, them crows, right? But I would rather for them
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
put your Gilligan hat on, as Sean Payton said. Take your t-shirt and just ride, man. Let them sit, man. But the offense, I do want to see them get a little bit of it. I just want to see how it meshes. They're not really game planning, so you really not gonna see nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see nothing. They're not really scoping, looking at the Browns and scheming them for a game. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not really. I want them to play because I do want that time and rhythm to get down. But I'm not for this game here. I really don't want to see that much of it. I want to see them young motherfuckers get at it, man. You know, the young dudes get at it. So,
well, we gotta mold that roster, which is also going to include, you know, those practice players that we're going to keep. Who are going to be those guys? So I get it.
Because that's the ones you want to see. Because you know, man, you're only strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You said our starters, I give them one possession. That's it. On defense, I'll give them one possession. That's it. If they do a 3 and out, that's it. Take your shoulder pads off, fellas. But the offense is going to need a little work. It's a brand new system. Brand new quarterback, brand new everybody, right? And we don't really know. They may come out and light their ass up because they've been going up against a great defense. So we don't know. We're gonna, we'll see.
None of it's scripted though. That's what I'm saying. I mean, none of it is. I mean, they're gonna have that 15-play script or whatever. You know how they do. But they didn't scheme them. They didn't been studying them all week. They haven't done all that. So that's what I'm saying. It don't matter how it looks. Even if it looks great, it still might not mean nothing because
I'm intrigued, man. I want to see who we're gonna have back there on kickoff and punts. That's really what I want to see. That's a part of the game that.
See, that's stuff that I'm talking about. See, that's the stuff I want.
Right. Yeah. That's a part of the game, guys, that's been lost. We don't talk about it much, but when you look at the good teams in the league, they got good special teams. Greg, when you look at, and Martin, when you look at when we were most dominant, we had B. Mitch. We had Mike Nelms, right?
It doesn't change so much now, though. You know what I mean? They're more passive now. So with the
I'm talking about the special teams. The special teams made a hell of a difference.
But that's what I'm talking about. The kickoff. They're trying to take the kickoff out of the game.
No, I get you. But you got to have somebody, man, to give you field position. To change that momentum of the game. Yeah. Man, do you know how fired up that is when we got a guy, he can run it back 60 yards, and dude, that's huge. That's what we need.
A great kickoff return and a punt return. And that's what leads to what Jack Del Rio was saying. He was like, you got to create turnovers because turnovers create them short yardage punt situations where if you do get them 3 and out and they say you back them up in their own territory, you get a short field. All of that ties into special teams because you got to take advantage of it. There going to be times where Sam Howell probably going to have to drive half the length of the field or most of the length of the field. Yeah, but I think. I definitely want to see who's going to be there. Special teams, punt return, kickoff return. I know we brought in a kicker to challenge Joey Sly. So I want to see how this turn out because regardless how we rave about the defense and the offense, it's the others that's going to have to play their part also.
What I would tell you though, Mark, this is what I would say, why it's so important for the special team, for me to see the special team, because if you can, from a defensive and offensive perspective, if we had competent quarterback play last year, competent, literally competent, not great, just competent. The defense played so well enough last year that I think the defense was championship caliber last year. How they played.
Yeah.
They put in so many bad positions is kind of tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's why the punter on our team, he should be all pro every year, dog. He flips the field like no other. You know what
But
I mean? I love it.
you know
But
what, Greg and Martin, uh, the team we have now, I don't even know who the special teams coach is. And throughout our years of winning, we always knew who our special team coach was because they were making plays. They would change the momentum of the game. Martin, do you know who our special team coach is? Greg, do you know who it is?
absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm not hearing his name enough. So I need to hear his name more this year. I need the
He,
special teams to step up more.
trust trust Wade and all of them. They make Cavs' name out there, bro. You ain't got to speak his name because you speak trust.
Well,
You speak.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but let's be honest. When folks mention special teams, they're talking about the return game. They're talking about you blocking punts, those impactful ass plays. Now,
Yeah.
when we were dominant, who the hell was our punter? You probably didn't even know. But our special teams was a beast, right? Special team, not special person, right? So I'm talking about beyond punting. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about beyond our kicker. I'm talking about those guys out there as a team making things happen. I need to see more of it this year.
Yeah.
Well, it would be nice. That's what I'm saying. You got to have confident quarterback play. You can't get 3 and out on your own 20. You can't do. I mean, you'll never hear the special team to make a play. You got to give them a chance to make a team. Just like the defense. Only reason the defense played soft like in the beginning, just say in the beginning, we couldn't score. Though they was on the field, they get off 3 and out. We led the team in 3 and outs, right? Last year, getting off on the field on third down on the defensive side. Okay. But they got to go right back in for 3, right back in because a stupid play or inconsistency. We was 32nd in offense, bro. 32nd or 30th or something around there in
Yeah.
offense.
In offense, we rated mid-20s in every statistical category there was. Right? Now, think about this. Your defense ranking top 5, top 10, and your offense ranked 25 to 30. That's a 7. That's an 8-8 record all day long. All day long. All day long. At best. At best.
The defense being on the field as much as they were last year, I'm surprised they even made top 10. But they
I know.
That's how good they were. I mean, they finished the year.
And we got to think about it too. For the defense to be as good as they was last year, and we had like key injuries to that defense.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That says a whole lot. We got to give Jack Del Rio a lot of credit. You know what I'm saying?
Kudos.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had Cam Curl out some. We know we had Chase out most of the year. And then St. Jude was getting nicked up. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the Danny Johnsons of the world and all of them guys stepped up and stuff like that.
Allen got nigga. Much injury.
Yeah. Hey, to backtrack on something, guys. You got to give Ron Rivera credit. You know why? He made the move. He made the move to move on from Scott Turner.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? I get it, Greg. I get it, Greg. I get it, Martin. He had to, but he did it. Because you got some coaches out here, they're going to sink or swim with their dudes. He realized this is not fair to my defense. I didn't give this man 3 years, right?
Exactly.
And he said, it's time. To be honest, when it happened, I was shocked because Ron is very committed and dedicated to his guys, right? And he brought Turner here from the Panthers. So in order for him to cut his family like that, I said now he's taking it serious.
This is what I would say to you on that, right?
Yeah.
When anybody come into that position, any position, you started a business right away, right? You starting a business, right? Or you going into a business and somebody give you the title of CEO or something where you got to make a change, right? Who you can call first? The people you trust. The people you know, not just for somebody that did a good interview. You know, that resume speaks for itself. You're gonna get somebody you trust and know they got your back
Yeah.
through the thick and thin. I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah.
Everybody's loyal to a fault. Okay,
Hey,
everybody's loyal
yeah,
to a fault when it comes to that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he made the move when he got rid of Sam Mills. He said, "Man, listen, man, I love your pops. Your pop played me. I love you." He said it was hard for him to let him go, but he realized that he needed to change it because he wanted the defense to play the respect the defensive line coach, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's why they made the change.
Hey,
And look
this is
at it.
something. This is something I never did ask you, Greg, and I never asked you, Martin. When we
Mhm.
made that move to release Scott Turner, did you think that he had the enemy on the mind? Did he already have a commitment from the enemy? How do you think that transpired? That he
It
just
don't,
let Turner go? Do you
he
say
had,
do you think he let him go because he knew he had a shot at the enemy, or you just think he was going to move on from Scott Turner?
I'll let
well,
Greg answer that first.
from my perspective, he was gonna move on from Scott Turner.
Okay.
Okay, because he seen the prowess of his defense rising, right? All of that's everything's going north. Your offense was still at the bottom of the league before. It was just as bad as it was when he got there. Okay, Jay Gruden, the last year of his offense in 18 and 19, it was at the bottom of the league. Now, we know for sure Jay Gruden offense in 15, 16, 17, we was top 5, top 6, moving the ball. In the last couple of years, be it choices of Dan or whoever, it plummeted. When Ryan got there, we took over a 3-14 team or 4-13 team, whatever it was, and even though it was a down year in 20 COVID year, I'm not gonna apologize for winning the division that year. Okay. Our offense still wasn't the best, but the defense rose. Okay. Then injuries happened in 21 and the defense took a little dip. Then then 22, they were right back in the fold. Just like they ain't never left. Back like they never left. So I think, to answer your question, Herb, I think him and listen, let's make no mistake about it. Andy Reid knew that Bieniemy needed a spot to go to if he didn't get a head coaching job. Or Andy Reid even said, guess what? He can always come back here. So they knew that. But in order for Bieniemy to take a step, you think that phone call, man, they coaches talk, bro. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. He probably
Contract.
said, "Man, if you don't get
Because
a head coach."
Ron and
Yeah, he
Eric,
called around and said, would you take him? And he's like, hell yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah.
That's why he waited to make his decision. Now you had to play the fence, right? You had to play the role, interview, like you're doing your due diligence, right? But then ultimately he got who he wanted.
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet you it was the stuff that if you don't get your head coaching job, I got you. We'll make you the highest paid coordinator in the league. And it hasn't been put out there, but I guarantee you, for what he's doing right now, again, I've said this to you, Greg, and I'm saying it to you, Martin. If we have a hell of a season, we're not going to lose the enemy. I'm not even worried about that. What's going to happen is Ron's going to go up in the front office, and the enemy is going to take over the head coach position.
I don't believe it. You know why? Because I think this: if we have a great season, as you said, I think we will lose. Because simple fact is, hold on, bro. Simple fact is, why would you get rid of your coach? I mean, especially if he still wants to coach. Okay, he really hasn't had the opportunity to coach since he's been here. Let's be honest. Let's just be real about the situation. What he went through. Okay, I'm not talking. Everybody, he got his flaws. He had his flaws. He made mistakes. He did this. He did that. He hasn't had the opportunity to really coach. First time he get here, COVID, boom, cancer.
Hey, Greg, what have you always said to me about Rivera? What do you say to me when the first thing, what's his trait? What do you say? He's a leader of men. That's what you say, right?
100%.
Because that's what he is. That's why he'll be more effective, in my opinion, in a front office role. In a front office role, dude. That man is. He's not a rah-rah guy, huh? That man was out there through his fight with cancer, and when you look at the culture the team is changing, he has a lot to do with that. Now, is Ron Rivera X's and O's guys? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But again, that's just my perspective is listen, Greg, it will be a big setback if we have a hell of a season and lose Bieniemy. We're not going to lose Bieniemy, right? And we don't have to. Because basically right now, as assistant head coach, you out there, you seen it. He running the team. Rivera not out there.
Right. That's what he is. Rivera was out there every practice I went to. He was out there.
No.
What I'm saying to you, as a head coach, you are a man. You're an overseer of the whole team. But what he does great is he let his coaches coach. That's what I like about him. He don't micromanage his coach, even though to his fault he let Scott Turner coach. To his fault, he let Scott Turner coach, and you should. Bro, I was a major of I had a whole shift. Bro, I can't run every housing unit. But everybody knew how, when I come around, what they need to be in order. Lieutenants have, each lieutenant have a housing unit. You let them run their housing unit. That's out of my realm. So that's the thing. I like the CEO approach that Ron has right now. He can sit back, he can go in every meeting he wants to and see what's going on. And then if they ask him for his input, yeah, or he might ask the question. Just like Josh Harris, he's already been told, they already told every interview, everybody they talk about Josh Harris, right? He's not going to meddle. He's going to ask you tough questions, and you better have some answers because he wants to know, but he won't meddle. He's going to give you ask you what you need. You sure this is what you need? We're going to get it for you, and he's going to let you do your thing.
Well, to me, that's what a front office guy does. That's what a GM does. To me, right? When I look at Belichick and I look at some of the winning coaches, man, they on the sidelines, they raising hell, they in guys' faces, they're motivating guys. They yelling at their coordinators to get their shit together. You gotta do that.
That might happen, but he's not that. He don't have to, man. I mean, you don't know if he should do that. Only time they show Ron on the sideline is like when he's doing this cross fan or this and that. He's trying to see what's going on. He don't have to. You got to think about it. The cancer was in his throat. He can't yell and exert himself. He was still going to sleep doing half times and trying to catch water break back in the last 2-3 years, bro. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that.
I get it, Greg. I get it, but if he can't do it, move him up because EB damn sure gonna do it. That's all I'm saying. We can move on from that.
EB he's a play call on offense. He's not gonna call the defense.
He's a motivator. He's a motivator out there.
Belichick don't call the offense. He don't let the call the offense. That was his problem last year. He didn't call. He had O-line coach and a defensive coordinator coach calling the offense for him last year. That's why they were sucked.
Yeah.
Okay. This year they went and got O'Brien and now he's calling the offense. It's the same way. Jack, are you telling me you don't think Ryan could X and O a defense if he wanted to? No, he was the top defensive coordinator when he got the head coach's job. That's how it goes.
I think last year, I think it showed.
Who's the specialist at defense? Simple. You surround yourself. You better when you surround yourself with people. Just like Josh Harris said, my job to put the best people in place so they can do their job.
And that's why Josh Harris, he doesn't meddle in the Philadelphia 76ers. and he doesn't meddle in the New Jersey Devils because
My
you got Daryl Morey over there running things. You know what I'm saying? You got people in place. So
boom.
I think last year between Scott Turner and Ron Rivera showed a discord between them when it came down to when it came down to the quarterback situation with Howell, Heineke, and Wentz. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So and we saw that, and we saw it towards the end of the season, like round the Cleveland game, the Giants game, so much for that part. But you could tell from that instant that Ron was going to move on from Scott Turner because he had a young quarterback in Sam Howell there, and he wanted to make sure this guy gets every shot and every opportunity to exceed to be a quarterback going into next year. So going into that hallmark moment of over the off season, looking for offensive coordinator, and he had all of these guys, and we all did reports. We all had our thoughts about who, but when I knew for a fact that when Eric Bieniemy, what name came up, I knew for a fact we had a chance for him because Ron Rivera and Andy Reid is close. They've been friends for years. I think Ron was under he played for Andy Reid. I don't know how old they are apart, whatever the case may be.
He didn't play for him. He coached with him though.
Yeah, coach with thank you. And they had that closest. So I knew that part was going to be very detrimental to Eric Bieniemy because I couldn't see Eric Bieniemy going somewhere and somebody, did him wrong, or, owner, just got him there and things don't go well the first season, and then all of a sudden he out, and then, the storyline be crazy. Andy Reid put him in a safe position. You know what I'm saying? Even though Daniel Snyder had Daniel Snyder things going on, but things was changing. So why not put Eric Bieniemy in a situation where he could prove himself, excel, have a great group of guys, talented guys on offense, you know what I'm saying, that he can mold, and if he needed to bring in some of his own guys to help the nurturing process along with some of the offensive guys, then that's what he needed to do. Ron Rivera felt comfortable hiring him. Ron Rivera said he would step out the way, which he has done. You know what I'm saying? Ron Rivera only speak when he needs to speak. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to do so much of a talking point. He could focus on other aspects of other things. So I think it was great for Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera to come together because guess what? It could help both each other out. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect match,
yeah, exactly. So therefore, because
offense, Jack got the whole defense, and
exactly
Ron can keep on the defense because that's his language.
Exactly. And so now that they only could see, and we seen it, close up and from afar, how this defense, how the team is in a whole, you know what I'm saying? So they know what they got. They know what's going to be expected from them. They know what's going to be expected from Josh Harris. Going to be expected from them. He's going to allow them to do what they do, but he's going to watch from afar, and he's going to be grading them. He's not, from game to game, week to week, practice, whatever the case might be.
He even said in his press conference, it's a big year.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
So therefore, I do believe, to your take, Herb, I see it 50-50 for Ron to either be in the front office or he could just walk away because, like Greg said, he had cancer. So who knows how long Ron want to continue to do things. So it could be a 50-50 thing. We could have a breakout year. Ron could end up being coach of the year. Who knows? Or be a candidate for coach of the year. And he could say, Josh probably say, hey, you know what? You have done a good job building this team since you got here, especially under the strenuous situations that you have. Some things have not been perfect. maybe we could put you somewhere else. If Ron accepts it, hey, he do it. If he say, hey, I want to walk away, whatever the case. I think Eric Bieniemy, he also, could be in a position to take over the team, and he could be another hot candidate out there, somebody looking for a head coaching job. But I think Eric Bieniemy, in his mind, to move from if he know he got a chance to take over in Washington, and if a job comes open, he's going to weigh out the best opportunity for himself. So, and that's why I say
move. I mean, if you're gonna leave an organization, a winning organization, as in Kansas City, and the only reason he moved, I mean, it's sad. To be honest with you, it's really sad that the man even had to move to move laterally instead of going up. You know what I mean? It's pitiful to even be discussing that. We all know why. I mean, I have my opinions, but I leave them for.
I do think that he would have went to Baltimore though with Lamar Jackson. I do believe that.
Well, he might have. But what I'm saying is, he came to this position because he looked at the roster and said, "Man, they got a pretty good roster, and I get a chance."
He came to this position as well because he sees an opportunity, and I believe this is just me. I believe Rivera said, "Hey, man. I don't want to do this too much longer. I got some health stuff going on. Come on in and make this your team. This is your team." And that's why I said Ron would be awesome just to move up VP. Because right now he's VP and head coach. That's a little too much.
That's going to change.
Right. And what's going to happen, in my opinion, with a successful year, he's going to remain VP. He's going to be over the GM and all the operations, and Bieniemy is going to run it. If you look at it, that's really what's going on right now. What other coach do you see doing these interviews most times but Bieniemy? Right? So this is my perspective, guys. That's what I see. And that's how he came here in the first place, because of the opportunity that's before us. Now, with that being said, he also saw a talented team. That's why he was like, why not Washington? This has the makings of a really good team, and Bieniemy has his handprint all over it. So that's why I think it's going to be his team.
So this is off topic, and I really need y'all to weigh in on this. How do y'all feel about the Sunday Ticket being on YouTube TV?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Be honest with you, brother, it makes me know never mind.
I knew that's exactly what you was gonna say. Hey, Greg, I knew to the word, boy. I said, Greg gonna say makes me know never mind. Boy, I know you well. And I get it, brother. I get it, especially with, not giving no advertisements out here, Greg, but especially when I know what we got going on. Hey, I know you don't want to get no free advertisement out here, right? But guess what? I can assure you, Greg won't get to YouTube.
I just want to give the perspective, because trust me, I have my little thingy too.
Yeah, right.
I had mine all last year, so therefore I was good. I do have YouTube TV, but I ain't subscribing.
Hey, to be honest with you, man, I think it could be a really good deal, because DirecTV had that thing for about 20 years, man.
But the thing about it is, DirecTV will give you a discount to sign up for it. YouTube TV ain't giving you no discount.
They gave you a discount if you did it early.
If you did it early, what discount? What was the discount?
They gave you $100 off.
Now I want you to think about this too, Greg and Martin. YouTube, all you need is the internet. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need now.
And see,
so the savings is there. All you need.
I checked last night. I checked for my curiosity. I said, all right, I got YouTube TV, but I use it for to record certain games to lock them in. So when I off season, I could go back and replay and watch stuff. So I said, well, let me look at this. So one per special, if you sign up before September 18th, it's like $2 something, but then with tax it's $317. Then the next package is you add the NFL Red Zone. I don't even care about the NFL Red Zone because I don't want to, all you doing is showing clips of each game that day when you could just really watch them. So when I look at it, I say,
I'm a big Red Zone fan, bro.
And I was like,
stuff.
Yeah. So so I was like, man, I'm sitting here like watching this. I was like, I hit that click button. And I look at the price. I was like, I got that thing so fast. I was like, nah, I'm good. I said I have my own setup, and I could continue to do that the whole season. And if Washington comes on national TV, then I record it. But I have it on another way that I watch it.
Just on that thought, right? You can get I think what they call it NFL Plus now. I think they can get that where you can stream it on your phone. Computer.
Yeah, computer. I have the NFL Plus on my phone. Yeah, and I only pay I think I pay like $9 a month for that.
Right, you can put that. You can hook your phone. I know it's with these smart TVs now. You can put that right on your
I mean, can you use? It's called Chromecast. Can you do that from your phone when you watch that NFL Plus though? Can you do Chromecast?
Well, you could cast from your phone. You don't need Chromecast.
You can hook your computer up and plug it into your TV and get it. So I mean,
no. I know what you mean by that, Greg. Through your HDMI, I used to do that. Yeah, I used to do that for sure.
It's always ways around situations.
Yeah.
I got the perfect situation, so I'm good. I ain't buying YouTube TV.
Right.
I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So we moving on to the main topic is Friday night's game. Commanders versus Cleveland Browns. Most likely, Howell's going to start. Deshaun Watson is planning on starting for the Browns. So I think safe to say you probably expect them in there for about one or two or three plays or half of the quarter. What are you looking for from Sam Howell in the offense, Greg?
Only thing I'm looking for from Sam Howell, man, is not get hurt. Don't get hurt. Okay, what I mean, don't do nothing like a few years back. I watched we was playing the Browns in preseason, and RG3 coming back off that preseason game. Off that injury season game, and I watched him come back in 2013 and play the preseason game against the Browns. And dog, he tried to run over two dudes. I'm like, bro, you just came off injury. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got to prove, man. Don't do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So again, we're not game planning. I want to see the ball come out. As we've been seeing in camp and stuff like that, videos or whatever. I just want to see the ball get out, get to the receivers, and he's so calm and cool, so he's not gonna get rattled nowhere. If he throw bad one, throw a good one, he stay even kill. I like that kid, and I think I just don't want him to get hurt. That's the only thing I don't want to see him get hurt. Yeah. Even though I got a lot of faith in Jacoby, to be honest with you, I do got a lot of faith in him, but we know what he is, man. He's a true veteran, but he's a solid. He's a winner. Well, he's a winner as a backup, bro. I think he's the winner. I want
to piggyback on that, Martin and Greg, if I can. You're saying we know what Jacoby is, right? He's a backup, but we don't know what Howell is with 19 career passes. At least at least I can say Jacoby has thrown hundreds of passes. We got a quarterback that's thrown 19, and you want him to take 2 downs. Now, understand this. The enemy is coming from the best quarterback in football to Sam Howell. And
he don't play.
Hold on, Greg. Hold on. Let me hold on. And the reason I say Howell's going to play at least a half is because that's to go from Mahomes all the way down to Howell, who only has 19 passes. Howell needs as much work as possible. And with that being said, you will see that he's going to play at least a half. I'm telling you, in every game. Because with 19 passes, you just can't go out there and feel extremely confident because he does not have the resume. He doesn't have the resume. At least Jacoby Brissett has a resume, which wasn't bad. As a matter of fact, Jacoby Brissett would have finished in the top half of the season last year if he played out that whole season last year. So you're saying we see that he's a backup. We don't even know if Howell is a backup or not. Well, not with 19 passes, you can't. You can't judge it on 19 passes. So with that being said, you're going to see Howell play quite a bit. I've heard through the rumor mill he's going to play quite a bit, and that's why I'm investing myself and wanting to go down there and see all I can, because there's a different perspective when you're watching a game versus on TV, because TV just follows the ball. As you guys know, TV just follows the ball. I want to see every aspect. I want to see who's blocking, who's not, who's getting blown up, the things that TV doesn't show you. I want to see all that so I truly can know what to expect. And I want to see Howell play as much as possible so I can know what to expect from him. I just can't go on those 19 passes and crown him. I just can't. Now, this is not college football. If we're going to do that, if we're going to base it off college football, not his last year, but the year before, then I'll say, yeah, he's truly our starter. But based on what we...
Last year he wasn't bad. His last year in college wasn't bad. He just didn't have the talent around.
No. You're right. He wasn't bad, but he went 5th round because of what happened. He lost a lot of his talent.
But you know how did play it in the preseason last year, right?
Yeah, preseason he did.
So therefore, I think that they probably gonna give him a chance, probably 1 or 2 plays to put a drive together to get in scoring position. If they go down the field and score on probably either the first play or the first drive or the second drive, I think he's gonna get pulled. I don't think he plays the first.
Well, let's talk about this again tomorrow after the game.
All right.
Greg, go ahead, man. Because I know you guys are gonna be wired. So you can talk about it. Remember the same stuff, and we're gonna talk about how well he looked and things like that. I think he's gonna play a lot.
I'm not saying. Listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm not basing it off 19 passes, even though the 19 passes and the plays he ran, it was pretty good, pretty good to me. You know, it showed me a lot of growth for me in them 19 plays or He played the whole game because he did a little more than just pass the ball. He made plays with his legs. He
damn sure did. Yeah.
So I'm not again. That's last year again. It's a new system, new everything. So if he does play, the reason why I say I don't want him to play. The question was from Martin was how much do I think he should play? From my perspective, I don't want him to play unless he's playing with a full first team. And to be honest with you, I don't need to see Jahan. I don't need to see. You know what I mean? Even
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want him behind the line already gonna have their issues, right? Because it takes a gel, and B&B ain't scheming against the Browns defense per se, because that's not what this preseason is about. They just gonna play vanilla. You know what I mean? You block your man in front of you, block this and that. You might have some calls, of course. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to do something. But even if he play a half, I'm good. I just don't want him to get hurt. That's it.
Yeah, we're not even gonna put that word in the universe. So you grab that on back, brother. Don't even put that word in the universe. These guys can go out there and perform well, and they're gonna leave the game healthy.
That's the goal.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I think the 10 o'clock game is about to come on, and
So,
I
yeah,
got
I'm about to wrap everything up. So
okay.
so much we talked about tonight. Like I said, you know, we'll come back after the game. It probably be might have. Let me see. Tomorrow is Friday. We probably have a late show. So
Okay.
because I'm gonna be, I'm going to see Country Wayne tomorrow night.
Okay.
But I will be monitoring the game because I will have it on my, you know, my quote unquote, you know, device.
Okay.
So, but nevertheless, I will put I will text y'all and say, hey, I'm about to put a quick stream together.
Okay.
You know, just be ready, and we could go over it, and y'all share your ideas. But we're gonna do we're gonna get back in the routine of things.
Yeah,
Kind
let's
of,
do a little post game. Can we do
yeah,
that?
we're gonna do like each week of the preseason. We're gonna do a post game. We're gonna do
Okay.
a preview, and a post game after
Okay.
that. So, and
Okay.
then once the season kick, everything won't be preview because it'll be Sunday. Then we'll do the aftermath. Depends on, we can do the aftermath late Sunday evening if we're not watching the evening game, or we can do it on Monday as always. So
Okay.
Mondays like
So,
we've been doing.
all right, bet.
I had to
All
get
right.
back from home, and because I want to be.
I got you. I got you. So Mondays as always, but it'll be at 8 o'clock this time instead of 7, because
Cool.
I have to get home. Traffic is crazy now since school back in.
Hey, I didn't tell you, Martin, but I call me when you get a second.
All right, I will.
I got something to tell you about the struggle I had last year getting home and all that. Put it this way, that's no longer an issue.
All right. Well, I will call you shortly after we get. Greg, you wanna tell everybody where they can find you at? You know what I'm saying? Because I do see you on X World. You know what I'm saying? Not Twitter World, but X World now.
Yeah, I'm definitely on X, man. Again, Martin, I want to thank you for the platform, man. The opportunity to let my voice be heard. But you can find me at I Create Sports Talk at X. Instagram, it's really a personal page. I do have it as a business page sometimes, but that's Mr. GD _ XLXI. And Facebook is my name, and YouTube is I Create Sports Talk also. So I'm gonna get back on the YouTube since the season start, because I do got a lot of stuff to say, and I like to say it. But I love it in this platform when I get to speak with my other brothers. Again, I appreciate y'all, man, for giving me the opportunity. It's always good to see y'all, man, for real.
Same here, man. Same here. You heard?
Absolutely. Hey, generally, guys can find me on Twitter or X as Herb Bergen Gold. That's who I am on Twitter. And on Facebook, I'm just Herb Coates. That's COATES, where I have a pretty large following. But y'all can pretty much follow me here. I'm pretty committed to the Live Wire and I Create Sports. These are my guys that I flow with, these two guys right here. So if you finding them, you're going to find me. So I'll be somewhere around those guys. So feel free to reach out. And I'm pretty consistent with this. So as you guys know, I'm very opinionated. And I have my own thoughts. And, I put them out there on what I think things should be. After I watch the game, I'm going to have a ton of things to say tomorrow. So you guys tune in tomorrow as we do our post show. And I'll see you then.
Absolutely,
all right,
bro.
well,
That's the best thing about this. We all have we all in agreement on the same thing,
yeah.
but we all have a different way to get to it. So I mean, that's the beauty of this.
And one thing I can always say I appreciate is the knowledge that you guys bring to the table, because I can't find it through nobody else. That's why I flow with you guys like I do. So I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know, I like always like good camaraderie because I like to, you know, see what other people think. You know, how other people think about certain situations. You know, because everything that we do is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? But it's for the love for what we do best. It's for our team.
That's right.
So, um, you you could find me here, Live Wire Sports, um, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and also now you can find me on Rigo's Rag because you will find new articles written by myself, posting up about the Commanders. So therefore,
Hey,
a lot of
congratulations.
Hey, congrats, big congrats on that, boy.
thank you,
You've earned you earned that one. You hear me? You
thank you.
earned that one, boy.
I appreciate
Time.
it. So there's a lot of a lot of great things moving in a direction. So I can only give the grace to the God up above, but just to have y'all two guys continue to support me, through the highs, through the lows, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I do this to share it because this is, I mean, everybody has a platform. Everybody can't get to everybody, but we could watch everybody. But just to be able to invite y'all here to talk, whether if it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it doesn't bother me. Long as we could get here and just continue to support each other, no matter, because my success is y'all success, and that's the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
So, and with that being said, let's enjoy that first preseason game. Oh, and Greg, yeah, I didn't respond to you in the text last night, but I will be at the Falcons game, my man.
Well, I'll be there too. I'll be there in front and center.
I'll be at the Falcons
Hey,
game.
hey, are you gonna make the first game of the season?
I told you, man, I am coming.
Okay, all right, boy. 'Cause
Listen,
I told you. That's all I'm gonna say right now. We'll talk after the show.
I told you I'm coming to the first game,
All
and
right.
I'm trying to plan to come to the Buffalo game. I'm not guaranteed on that one yet, but I'm working
Man,
Okay, I got you.
Put it out there. You're gonna be there, brother.
Say
All right.
less then. All right,
Hey,
y'all have a good night. We'll be talking behind the scenes as always. But until then, everybody, season 2, the aftermath coming to you. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.